Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. NFL kickoff. Kickoff weekend of the National Football League this weekend. It's for real. 17 games to determine the playoff participants and then on to the championship Super Bowl. 32 will start. By the time the Super Bowl's over, 31 will be disappointed. So we're going to get ready and get right on into it. We've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football this week in Dallas. And it's going to be a barn burner. I know everybody's going to be tuning it in. We look all right as far as any injuries of note. Robert Hainsey's ready to go, apparently, according to Coach Todd Bowles. No other injuries that can be spoken about that I know any new information on. Russell Gage is a game-time decision. Chris Godwin, I do not believe, will play. Mike Evans and Julio Jones will start. We have the tight end with Cam Brate, Kyle Rudolph, Auton that we got in the draft. So that's where we are on the offense. Defensively, we got Tarinka, Joe Tryon-Tarinka. We got Shaq Barrett coming off the edge, Nelson. We've got Akeem Smith going in for Adonican Sue. Levante David and Devin White in the back and the linebackers. Carlton Davis. We're going to have Sean Murphy bunting. We're going to see a lot of Logan Ryan. So Winfield will be back there too. So we're going to have our complement. Jamel Dean on the bench ready to come in is what my understanding will be. But all our starters are ready to go with the exception of Russell Gage, which we did not expect, and of course, Chris Godwin, that we didn't expect at game 3 anyhow. So that's where we're going to line up. They're going to be about the same way. They lost their number 1 tackle, and they traded for Jason Peters, the offensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. He'll be at left tackle, a big position on Sunday night. So I know Buck Nation, Cowboy Nation is Buck Nation, so everybody get out there and get in front of that TV and get ready for a great game Sunday night. There'll be plenty of games during Sunday. The kickoff will be Thursday night against the Buffalo Bills and the defending Super Bowl champ LA Rams, Thursday night. When you get this program Friday night, the game will have been over. This is the Wednesday prior to that game. So we're getting ready for game 1, Tampa, Dallas, 8 o'clock NBC, Sunday Night Football. So it's for real now. As we say here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy, game on. And as NFL fans, this is it. Game's on. We're going to make some picks. We've said we were. Who's going to win? How many games? It fluctuates. I will say this. Detroit Lions, you can bank this, is going to win more games than they've ever won in the last 2 or 3 years. They're going to be a competitive team. Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be a good team. Playoff team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in the West, it's a dogfight. The Raiders and the Chargers and the Chiefs and the Broncos is going to be a dogfight. Even though the Chiefs have won it every year, it might not be this year. We will see. But it's all starting tomorrow. Well, last night, would you get this? But get ready, and the Bucs are ready as they're going to be. And we're just going to have to hope everything goes all right and hope our defensive ends can get into that quarterback and stop that run. And they're going to they're going to challenge these cornerbacks we got. Don't kid yourselves. They're going to go after every weakness we can. Dallas is a formidable team. All 32 teams are formidable. Dallas is very formidable opening night in front of their owner in a packed house in Dallas. You can trust and you can believe it. So let's get out there and root them Bucs on. Go Bucs. Okay, all the other football games that week, as you know, will start Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock, and it'll end up with no Monday Night Football because we had the Thursday night game with the Bills and the Chiefs. Going on to Major League Baseball and the Tampa Bay Rays. They are winning games. They're in the wild card hunt. They're the second team of the 3 teams that are qualified for the wild card. They're about 7 games back of the Yankees. I don't know that they can catch them. Juan DeFranco, re-injured, back to Durham, AAA. When he'll come back, we don't know. We don't know when he'll be back. I would suspect in the last week of regular season. But the Rays are winning ball games. Will they catch the Yankees? I hope so, but I don't know. Will they get a wild card and get that playoff berth to get to the World Series? I'm praying they will. I think they will. That's the front of the Rays and what's going on there with the Rays. And college football, last week, our USF Bulls got destroyed by Brigham Young. I mean, just beat them down like a rug. It was a terrible expedition of football by the USF Bulls. They looked terrible. Coach Scott's from Arcadia. We're here in Sebring. And God, we wanted Coach Scott to be successful as a coach of USF. But this is third year, and they just look terrible. You know, getting beat's one thing, but if you watch some of the game, the first play the Brigham Young University ran, they threw the ball to a halfback who went 75 yards on them. Touchdown. They were down 38-0 at the starting of the second quarter. 38-0. 5 touchdowns and a field goal by the start of the second quarter. That's a beatdown of magnitude, 10. Okay? It was a terrible game with USF. So they play Howard this week. We're going to hope they bounce back. We pray that they play some competitive ball. That USF program has got to be resurrected somehow. It's into a terrible mess. We're going to be honest with you here at Sports Talk for Cowboy. It's a terrible mess. On the other flip coin of that, University of Florida Gators defeated the Utah Utes, and the Gators and their new head coach got their first win, and it was a great, monumentous win on national television. A ranked team beat them, and congratulations to the University of Florida. Also, congratulations to the Florida State Seminoles, who beat the LSU Tigers by the Tigers missing an extra point with no time on the clock. What a game that was. So both the Gators and their new head coach and Norville and the Seminoles can be proud of their wins this week. And the University of Miami destroyed Bethune-Cookman College. Of course, again, Bethune-Cookman College is a beautiful school and great football program in history. But they were up against the University of Miami, and they played admirably. Even though they were beaten badly by the Hurricanes, more than 30 points, they played admirably. They played as hard as they could. Not like the USF Bulls that just looked terrible. They just absolutely terrible. So that was the week's 4 games we had in college football this week. And now we're going to our questions and answers. We will cover the same games next week. USF Bulls will play Howard, and of course Florida will play Kentucky, and the Seminoles have a bye week until the following week when they play Louisville. Now we'll go to the questions and answers. Question and answers this week. The first question is from Betty, and Betty had a question about Dallas's Dak Prescott and what we should expect out of him on the Sunday night game against the Cowboys. Betty is from Frostproof, Florida. God bless you, Betty, and thank you for your support. Betty, I think Dak Prescott will have a tremendous game this week against the Bucs. It's his first game back. He's going to be playing hard after that loss in Texas Stadium last year where he couldn't get the ball down on the ground and lost in the first round of the playoffs. Betty, the Cowboys are going to be ready, and they're going to be humming. Okay? This game is going to be tough, but I think Dak's going to play hard, play good. He's going to short pass it and get his shots down the field. He's going to take some, and I think Dak, sad to say, because as we know, we're Bucs here on Sports Talk with the Cowboy, I think Dak's going to have a tremendous game, unless he's hurried by a good Buck line. So Dak will be all right for you this year. We'll see what he looks like Sunday night, Betty. Thank you for your question. And the next question is from Ed, and Ed's from Avon Park, and Ed wanted to know what I thought about the University of Florida's football program and the direction they're going in the SEC. And Ed, the Gators are in a good way now to try to build this program back up. They know they're in the Alabama, Georgia dynasty. It's always that way in the SEC. But it was a big win for them against the Utes, a ranked team. Richardson, their quarterback, is a tremendous athlete, a great little athlete quarterback. He's going to take the Gators a long way, Ed. And I think this Gators team is for real and is going to win a lot of games this year. They might not go undefeated, but they're going to win games, and they're going to be talked about, and they've got a tremendous athlete in that Richardson, the quarterback, Ed. So I'm looking for big things from the Gators. We'll be looking for them to come against Kentucky in the SEC opener this Saturday and see what they do. Thanks for your question, Ed. God bless you, Ed. Okay, the next question is from Kathy, and Kathy's from Lake Placid. And Kathy wanted to know what I thought about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' chances of winning the Super Bowl this year. And I believe that she's got a good chance that they can win the Super Bowl if they can get into the playoffs and get in there healthy and be on a winning streak when they get there. So I do believe that they will get to the playoffs, and I'm praying we go a lot farther than that, but we have the talent to get there. We just have to have the will, and like they say, the ball has to bounce our way. We have one of the toughest schedules this year of any team. Our first 4 games are as follows. The Cowboys, we got to play the Saints, we got to play the Packers, and then we got to play the Kansas City Chiefs. Back to back to back to back. And I'd be happy for us to come out of there 2-2. God, I hope to come out 4-0. But they got a tough one. Tough schedule. Tough. Then they got to play the Bengals. They got the NFC North. The Buccaneers have got one of the tough schedules in all 32 teams. So we're praying all things go well. We got to take it one game at a time Sunday night, but I think we're on the right track. Hey, we love the Bucs, win or lose since '76. We've been there when they were born, and we love them. They're just not a team; they're family, and that's how we roll here at Sports Talk with the Cowboys. So God bless you for that question, and thank you. And it's a good question for opening weekend. DJX, what you got for me?
Well, Cowboy, you know how we do it. Let's get right off into it. Trey Lance's response to being not named one of the 49ers 16 captains. San Francisco 49ers report.
Well, you know, he took it admirably. It was a vote by the players. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you get one of these votes by the players, you know, it comes out what it is. Usually the quarterback is a captain.
It is
and he is, but I don't think it shows any real division there. Trey Lance is going to prove himself on the football field, and I didn't like the idea of Galapagos being there, back up, but I'm accepting the fact that he's there, and he's not pretty winning, but here's what he does. He wins, you know? Yeah. He's a winner, okay? Yeah. So sometimes you got to factor winning in. Maybe he don't take you to the one game and win that Super Bowl, but he gets you there. Leadership. He's a leader in that way, but his talent, the max of his talent is not near what Trey Lance's is. But I didn't like that idea. I myself personally would have liked to see Trey Lance be one of those captains. There's plenty of captains. Right. I would have liked that myself.
Okay. All right. Not used to being a backup, Kenny Pickett willing to do all he can for Steelers as quarterback too. Steelers report.
Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky and that Pittsburgh Steelers team is going to be one of the biggest surprises of all of football. And you heard it here first for Sports Talk with the Cowboy. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be good. Mitch Trubisky came in there for a 2-year contract. He took them receivers that he never met from Pittsburgh down to Florida where he lives, right down here in Miami. Mm-hmm. He paid for their way, and they stayed there at his big house, and they played football, just throw the ball around, having fun, learning each other as people. Mm-hmm. One-on-one time I'm talking about. Two weeks with them. Just bring them down there, eating barbecue and smelling the sea, throwing the balls around.
Just living.
This is before Kenny Pickett was even involved in the conversation of being starting quarterback. Listen, they got chemistry up there in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Big Ben was a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he couldn't move. Everybody knows it. Kenny Pickett and Mr. Trubisky can move, and Mr. Trubisky's got that team, and they're ready to ride with Mr. Trubisky. So Kenny, you was the first pick. This year's draft, you're going to be the coach. You're going to be the man one day. But for right now, you've only got to have one, man. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. Mm-hmm. You got 2 guys that want to be quarterback. You ain't got one on the team. Listen, support old Mr. Trubisky. You'll get your shot, Kenny. Right. And I know Kenny has been that way. Kenny Pickett has done everything he's supposed to do. He went to college at Pitt. Everybody in Pittsburgh loves him. He brought that team a championship. Mm-hmm. And, man, he's on the Steelers. Man, your future's there, man. Just hang loose and win some rings this year. Mm-hmm. And listen, Pittsburgh's going to try to win them a ring. They're going to be that good.
They're going to try to get one.
They're going to try to get one now.
Oh, yeah. Justin Fields, perfect quipped about rookie surviving Nick Bosa assignment.
He's got to try to keep these pass rushers from killing him. There with Chicago, this Justin Fields, he's got not a good task for poor Justin Fields. He's got no team. He's got no coach. He's got an owner that's stupid enough to hire the coach. He's got nothing. And he's going to be running for his life most of the year. I mean, running for his life. And, yes, he's got to survive Bosa. Because Bosa's going to come and try to put him out of the game. Because that's what defensive ends do. They go right to the quarterback. That's the only job they got. See that guy with the ball? Go get him.
Tear him down. All right, 49ers signed tight end and receiver to practice squad, releases veteran wideout.
They've got a good tight end. They needed him, and they bring him in. He's going to be an addition to a receiver core with the 49ers that's deep. They've got a lot of practice squad people playing on there that's going to be able to be brought up. And they got, Deebo Samuel, and they've got other receivers, and they've got a running back core like none other. So they'll be all right with it, getting rid of one of their receivers. There's a lot of good receivers out there floating around. I just don't think there's enough teams to take them all in. But as injuries after this first week happen, when the injury reports come out next week, when you see our show next week, there's going to be a multitude of injuries, quarterbacks, linemen, all kinds of players, and all these guys will be reemployed.
Well, that's what I got for you tonight, Cowboy.
God bless you, DJX. God bless you.
God bless you too, Cowboy.
We've got the game picks of the week, and the first week, of course, when you see this show, will be over with, because Thursday night's football is tomorrow, because this show will be released the day after the first kickoff. So I'm going to give you a week ahead of time the week 2 games, because you'll have already had to be in week 1 contest when you see this show. So these are the week 2 matchups. I will announce the winners next week on our show during this segment. DJX and myself, we will announce the winner of week 1. Okay, this is week 2's games. The Cowboys and the Bengals, the Bucs and the Saints, the Dolphins and the Ravens, the Lions and Washington Commanders, a.k.a. Redskins, and the Chargers and the Chiefs. That is week 2's Cowboys game picks of the week contest, a week ahead of time for Buck Nation to go ahead and make their picks. Because at the airing of this show, week 1 will be in process. And thank you for all your support in this contest, the hundreds of people who have involved themselves. And again, get into the contest, accumulate your points, and you get into the playoffs. Game on, as we say here at Sports Talk with the Cowboy, and it's time to get involved and get yourself in this contest. And we will announce the winner of week 1 next week. So until next week, get out there and enjoy week 1, the biggest day on the sports calendar. Root for our Bucs to beat the Cowboys. Be safe. God bless you. Cowboy out.